Hello, so now we are going to see requirements specification. What are the requirements specification and how we have to deal with them? So the fundamentals of the requirement specifications are like it has to be written down, means there has to be proper writing of the users or the system's requirement and on a document. That type of document may consist of two type of requirement. First one is users requirement that could be understandable to the end user or the customer who actually don't know much things about the technical backgrounds. And the second kind of of the requirement is systems requirement that are more detailed and of all these requirement detailed version of all these requirement that even go for the technical information and much more detailed technical information. Then the requirement may be the part of contract or not the part of contract, but most of the requirement should have to be mentioned in the part of the contract. Then the most important part of requirement should need to be complete as much as possible. Then we'll see what are the nature language specifications. So the requirements are being written in the nature language sentences with the help of some diagrams or tables. But the whole these writing of these requirements are bit expensive and have the intuitive and some universal goals. So all these are effort consuming. This means the requirement should need to be understood, well understood to the users or the customers or any stakeholders. Then the problem basically arises because of the requirements are not mentioned precisely or properly. So the document contain the nature language based specification very precisely for all the requirements and very properly for all the requirements. Then there are many kinds of ambiguous requirements and that could be interpreted in different ways. So the while writing those specifications, those ambiguity should need to be avoided as much as possible. Then what are the guidelines for writing the requirements? There are various guidelines. We are just seeing few of them, like invent some of the standard format for all kind of requirement. Then after the standard format, there has to be consistent language that has to be written in some way. Thereafter, you can use highlighters to highlight the key important requirements. Then as a requirement specialist, you try to avoid some of the computer jargons and all these jargons that are very difficult to be monitored or managed in the systems field. Then you need to include and explain some of the rationals behind the requirements and necessary things. Thereafter, the problem with the nature language is like lack of clarity, lack of understanding, that precision of that it is very difficult whether you could make the document readable or not readable. It's the writing should need to be such that it has to be very clear. Then requirement confusion. There are various confusion that this requirement belongs to the functional requirement or non-functional requirement because they seems to be very mixed and co- confusing. So try to avoid these type of confusions. Then requirement amalgamations. Like there are several different requirement may have different expressed way to be expressed in a different ways. Then you have form-based specification where you actually define some of the functions or entities. Thereafter, you describe some inputs that need to come from. Then you have to describe some of the output that has to where they have to go to. So the input and the output you need to tell, and in between that you have to do the process, you have to explain that also. So in that the information about the what kind of information are needed for the computation or entities, that are being used, you need to mention all these things. Then description of and actions that has to be taken care is need to be mentioned. Then pre and post conditions are needed to be mentioned properly. What are the prerequisite of a certain process or certain activity? Then what are the post conditions, like post processing, that what are the post processing that are required after certain process. Then what you also need to measure and write about the side effects, whether that function have some side effects or not. Then you need to do the measurement of tabular activities. What are the tables that you need to create that will actually help or supplement some natural language content write up that you have done. And the use of that is particularly related to numbers or some well description. For example, some insulin pump was there. What is the rate of change of blood sugar? You can mention it in the tabular specification, and then you need to tell about how to calculate all these requirements of insulins in the various different scenario for the different rate of change of blood. Then after tabular, you have the requirement evolution and requirement changes. So what are the requirement evolutions and what are the requirement change management? So basically deciding whether the requirement has changed and that change is acceptable or not acceptable for change, doing the change in the system. So you have already created a system. Now there is a change in requirement, that there is a requirement is changed. Now you need to think, or your team need to work out whether that change has to be incorporated on the system or not. What are the three processes that are being done for this? First, the problem analysis or change specification. So the whole problem analysis means whole change, what are the changes has been required. So you need to analyze all these things and you need to write it down on the specification. Then thereafter you do the change analysis or cost analysis of those change. Thereafter, you do the change implementation, whether the change implementation is possible or not, or is it good or not. Then the block diagram could be possible, like initial understanding of the problem. Then after initial understanding of the problem, initial requirement should need to be measured. And then the change understanding should need to be understood about that problem, and then the change understanding should need to be incorporated in the change that are required. What are the sequences that you go through is, first you identify what are the problems that need the analysis and what are the change specification need to be understood. Thereafter you do the change analysis and what are the costs that are required for these type of changes. Then thereafter you go in the system and implement those changes. Then you have the revised document. So here we are summarizing the whole unit is like the functional requirement that we had studied should need to be stated very clearly, what type of services the system must provide. Then we need to state non-functional requirement, which are often required from the constraint of the system. Then we need to relate all the emergent property of the system. That it means that various components are working together, only then they show some of the property. Those type of property where the system as a whole should be watched is a non-functional requirement. Thereafter, requirements specification. In this process, the documentation of a user requirement or system requirement has been done for creation of the requirement. Thereafter, we do the requirement analysis for the validation purpose, for checking whether the something developed on the system is valid, consistent, or complete, or verifiable or not. So we'll see all these things in the system testing part. Thereafter, we'll see business, organizational, technical, or changes which are actually can't be avoided. thus they create the changes in the requirement of a system. Then you do the requirement analysis and requirement management, and do the process of various kind of management and managing controlled activity for all these changes. So we'll see all these things in the system evolution and maintenance part. I hope that you had enjoyed this unit. Thanks all of you. So in this requirement and system requirement analysis, system requirement engineering, various things that we had seen. So keep studying about the what are the fundamentals of system requirement and user requirement. And thanks all of you. So we'll meet in the next unit and we'll see the study the next unit in the next class. Thanks all.